Ladies and gentlemen, this Red Gaming.com video. The good news for the Xbox One owners is The Witcher 3 may indeed be bumped up to the internal resolution of 1080p natively. In other words, you won't need any upscaling with it. So currently, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will indeed run at 1080p 30fps on the PS4, but it's currently running at 900p with the same frame rate on the Xbox One. GameStar, who are a German publication, have received some information and previewed the game and have ranked the platforms in the following order in terms of graphical fidelity. PC is obviously the best, with obviously better graphics options, higher frame rate and so on. And then they rank the PS4 build because it boosts sharper looking textures and obviously benefits from the higher resolution. But then Xbox One, but they do point out that it's still not quite as good as the PC running at the high settings. And then following up the rear is the Xbox One, which is, and they say, the lowest of the three. But the good news is they are working on getting the game up to 1080p to make better parity between the two systems. So I think this is good news because obviously, firstly, CD Projekt Red have been rather open and honest about the versions. They've said, you know what, we're not gonna be pretty much nerfing one version because of another one. We're gonna do the best we can out of each of the versions. We're gonna put the time in to optimize them. They're gonna look the best we can possibly get them. End of discussion. Which I think is the better way to go about things. The second great thing about this is because of the open and honesty, it means that you know where you stand, which I think's the best policy regardless, especially in light of the recent Nvidia problems with the GTX 970s, which of course we've reported upon, as well as a myriad of other developers which have released bull shots and all of this controversy. It's better just to be open and honest at the beginning. And the other bit of good news, of course, is it shows that the Xbox One's SDK is indeed moving forward. I would like to point out, however, that you're best still to hold fire because 1080p native isn't really necessarily indicative of the quality of the graphics. In other words, it's possible that the Xbox One version will run at 1080p natively, but might have, just for example, inferior anti-aliasing. It might have, say, lower anisotropic filtering or lower draw distance, or it's possible it will be exact parity across all versions, which of course would be fine as well. But as you'd expect, Red Gaming Tech will do a full analysis of The Witcher 3 whenever the hell it finally emerges on all platforms. Hopefully there's not another bloody delay. I'm hoping not, because it's looking absolutely epic, if I'm totally honest with you. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I will say that with the announcements that CD Projekt Red are going to be having certain pieces of DLC for completely and utterly free, the reasons they've cited for this are such as extra incentive for you to actually buy the game and not pirate it, incentives to keep the game after you've bought it, in other words, to theoretically lessen the second-hand/used market. All of these other incentives are extremely important. I think go against the grain of what a lot of developers are doing, and I think CD Projekt Red have a lot of kudos from gamers at the moment because of this. And of course they are also going against DRM, and they're making a lot of good statements. So I personally really like what CD Projekt Red are doing. I'm loving the look of The Witcher 3 so far. I have to say that I quite like The Witcher 1 and 2 in terms of the story, but I thought the combat was just a little clunky. Particularly the first one. The second one did iron out some of the issues, but the first one in particular felt a little clunky for my tastes. So hopefully with number 3 we have a more smoother gaming experience as well. And I am really happy about the Xbox One's resolution bump. Obviously that's just going to mean better graphics, despite the fact that the Xbox One has a pretty good scaler built in. We have discussed some of that with the SDK breakdowns that of course we've gone through, and I know some people are wondering where the remainder of that is. Well, as some of you are probably aware, I've been working on the background with some stuff on RGT the past month or so that I'm almost ready to unveil, almost, and that is the reason I've been a little bit slower on the technical content in the last couple of weeks, but I'll hopefully be back and firing all cylinders over the next few days. Anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Great news for Xbox One owners, and for the rest of us, it's looking an absolutely bloody gorgeous game in my personal opinion. Anyway, take care, bye for now.